Welcome. This is my 2016 Mercedes-Benz C300 review. This model has a 2-litre turbocharged engine developing 241 horsepower, pulling it from 0 to 60 in a quite brisk 6.2 seconds. It has a 7-speed automatic gearbox and weighs just over 3,400 pounds. So let's have a quick walk around the car. This particular model, as I'll show you in a minute, features keyless entry, which is one really great feature. Highly recommend that. You will notice on here the mirrors are folded in. This does seem to be a standard option on this car. They automatically fold in when it's parked, although you can select that manually from inside the car as well. Dual flat right hand side. This is the 4MATIC version, the all-wheel drive version of this vehicle. Is also available just in front wheel drive as well. This being North America, you'll probably want it in all-wheel drive. Let's have a look in the trunk. Okay, now you might think that trunk is quite big. It's actually 12.6 cubic feet. Not bad, you think, but the CLA model below it has a trunk space of 13.1 cubic feet. So something to take into consideration. That fact surprised me. The boot aperture opening though is much bigger than the CLA, so you will actually be able to fit more in there in practical terms. There is no spare wheel under here or anything, as with most Mercedes these days. You're on your run flat tyres and foam Mercedes service up. Little light on there, handle on there. Okay, let's move round. Well, moving on inside the car, this does have keyless entry, so all you need to do is touch the handle and it unlocks at the same time the mirrors come out. So let's have a look inside. Okay, first up, driver's seat controls are in the left hand door. You have a memory here for 3 different drivers. You can adjust the headrest position, the back seat back position, bottom of the seat forwards and backwards. You can also move this up as well, and this particular model has the extended cushion here on the front, which you can vary by using this upper thing here. Very handy on longer journeys, I have found. Down here you have the trunk release on the door. First time I've seen that. You've got your door unlocks all round on this side. The one thing I would point out is the heated seat function is actually on the door on this model, whereas on, say, the CLA, it's in the centre here. When it comes to the steering wheel adjustment, to start with, I was slightly baffled looking around for something underneath. It has electric steering adjustment for the column up and down on here, tilt, etc. Just moving on down here as well, you've got the electric parking brake on the left, although that does come automatically. The bonnet release is this red lever here, so I'm going to pop that and let's have a look under the hood. Okay. Nice touch on the front here. You've got gas struts. The CLA doesn't have gas struts. The Mercedes-Benz C300 does, which is great. Just a quick overview of the engine bay there. As I say, this is 2-litre, 241 horsepower, and this particular model is the 4MATIC all-wheel drive. While the 2016 Mercedes-Benz C300 goes from 0 to 60 in 6.2, these are not particularly sporty seats. This car is designed for comfort, taking the family round, etc, etc. It's not a drag strip queen. Stepping inside, we have on the left here our lighting. Tend to just leave this set on auto. You have the all-important keyless start button here. I'm just going to press that. It will only fire the engine up when your foot's on the brake, but just for demonstration purposes, I don't want the engine running. Straight in front of you, speedo on the left, revs on the right. You've got central digital display on here. You can change this through a multitude of functions using these controls on the column here. So you can scan through trip, nav, radio, media. You can duplicate a lot of the controls that you can also see on here, just in abbreviated form on there. On the right hand side we have our phone controls, our voice activated control on there, mute button on there, and volume controls as well. Indicator on the left. You'll note here the minus symbol on the pedal, the plus symbol on this paddle on the right here. So you can auto manual change the gears up and down using these paddles if you so wish. Just squeezing in behind here, you've got the cruise control on the left hand side tucked away here. 3 central vents, 1 to either side. You've got the great command system from Mercedes in the middle here. This particular model doesn't have the applications activated as yet, so I'm not going to cover those in any great detail, but suffice to say, what you use on the new Mercedes is this jog wheel, and this particular one has got also got the latest touch control on here. You've got back button, etc. You have volume control for the multimedia system here. You've got dynamic button here. This changes between eco mode, sport mode, comfort mode, sport mode plus, etc. Very quick up and down on that. Like that, nice feature. You can just reach down and find it very, very easily. 2 nicely apportioned cup holders in here. Little coin pocket down here. 12-volt supply in the front. In the centre of the dash here, you have the single CD or DVD player. In here, you've also got additional buttons to switch to your nav, radio, media, telephone, etc. Clock in the centre, hazard flashers, etc., etc. Dual zone climate control on this car, so driver and passenger can both set them independently on here. You can also use this button in the centre here to toggle through the various menu options. When it comes to storage, the car is very well apportioned. Besides the central 2 cup holders, you've also got bottle holder down in each of the doors, as well as the door bin down in there. Moving on up in the front, we have our various ways of contacting Mercedes. So we've got our concierge button here, SOS if you're involved in an emergency, service if you've got an issue, mechanical issue with the car. We have our lighting controls left and right here. You can turn the rear light on and off from here. This is great if you have kids. Wish my Mercedes had this as well. Central light in here, and you have something for the door lock here, not quite sure. On that, we have our moonroof controls here, and there we go, back just at the touch of a button. We'll pan back and get that huge moonroof on here, and this is the double version, so you've got it in the back there as well. Very, very nice feature. Loving that moonroof. You can, as that's just pull the cover back, you can use it again to either get it on tilt or pull the whole roof back. The controls underneath here are the auto garage door controls. You can have up to 3 on here. Moving inside, nice big access to the rear. On each of the passenger side doors at the rear, you've got the electric windows. These can be disabled from the driver's console at the front. A reasonable amount of legroom behind the driver's seat there, considerably more than on the CLA. This is where this model, even though this is only marginally bigger overall than the CLA, it has a huge amount more rear legroom, despite having a smaller trunk, which is slightly at odds with it. Anyway, moving inside, you'll see I've got the child seat in here. The great thing being, it's got isofix points on both sides of the seat. Even though it's a 5-seater, there is no isofix points in the middle. Armrest pulls down, and I think we have another 2 spring-loaded cup holders in here. This has yet more storage in there. Really neat feature that, actually. These just push away like that, up out the way. 3 nice headrests on there, and you've got your rear speakers either side just behind there. As I say, you've got this great rear moonroof on there as well. Just hope that comes out well on camera. All in all, when it comes to rear seat legroom, I've just opened not just the rear door here, but also the front door, so you can see with the child seat in there, and this is my daughter is coming up on 7, how much legroom that she's got in the back, but also how much legroom the passenger has in the front. Just thought that'd be a good comparison. Whilst not dissimilar in exterior size from the CLA, where the Mercedes C300 does come into its own, and the C-Class in general, is the rear seat legroom. This is where you've got a good 7 or 8 inches, maybe more, in total. Well, that just about wraps up my overview of the 2016 Mercedes-Benz C300. I hope you've enjoyed this review. If you did, then please do like and subscribe. Overall, I would say this is a very classy car, very nice interior. with this great cream and brown colour scheme. So I hope you like the car and the review. Thanks for watching.